Rebuild of the favorites. We here for the latest. South side or the north side. Not tuned to the greatest. Home team for the home teams. Both sides got our own rings. On the mound or the long ball. But we don't pull the wrong strings. Yeah. It's that time of the year now. Wrigley or Gantes or the whole league that we hear now. New show with a new mood. Discussions and interviews. Trade rumors that might be. This is Pinwheels and Knife.
Sorry to break up your conversation, Beef and Ian, but we got a show to do. I did not get arrested for not wearing my seatbelt. The funny thing is, and I know both of you already know this, we can see your entire conversation before we go live. But
yeah, he wasn't arrested for the seatbelt at all. It happened to actually be the fact that never mind. It was one of those.
Yeah, we don't talk about Bruno.
We talk about little.
We don't talk about Bruno. No, we don't. So this is going to be a very
nothing to talk about beef.
This should be a very interactive show. Are you ready, Aldo?
Let's give them something to talk about.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit! It's February 1st. What's going on, everybody? You have found it is Thursday, February 1st. And you have found the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I am your host, Matt Zawaski, a.k.a. Father Zoe, a.k.a. Southside Zoe, soon to be Buff Zoe. And with me, as always, the homie, Aldo Soto.
I mean, yeah, you would have thought it was January 1st because, we still have half the free agents who still haven't signed.
Time is a flat circle.
Spring training, less than 2 weeks, folks.
Yeah. And the good Reverend K. Fitz.
I believe this year's Valentine's Day will be extra special for Cubs fans. The day specifically.
Are you guessing?
I am throwing out a special guess that the Cubs are going to sign Cody Bellinger on Valentine's Day. And it's going to be there's going to be some social media shit the Cubs are going to have pulled up and ready, like some digital stuff about love and Valentine's Day and all that. It's all one big plan, and it's all going to happen on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Our year of our Lord, 2024.
Is that an educated guess?
I mean, would you like to see my degrees and diplomas and my resume?
No, I know you have little birdies, and is this a little birdie guess, or is this just Fid's feeling?
No, I'm actually ignoring the specific birdie that keeps telling me that the Bay Area is pushing. So I'm going to ignore it. Doesn't mean it's not there. No, it's like if I close my eyes, the monster goes away.
So
I hope the Cubs save those graphics for the Ladies Love Dick memes for their newest pitcher, Richard Lovelady. So
Richard Dick Lovelady is
Dick Lovelady. I mean, come on,
all-time baseball name.
I'm not saying that I want him on the opening day roster. But at the same time, fellas, can we imagine Dick Lovelady getting big outs?
Joins a long list of great Cubs names, along with Pete Lecoq, Cubs player.
Lecoq was great. Pete
Lecoq they literally named a hot dog after him in the bleachers, by the way, which is arguably one of the best marketing they've ever done. Is a hot dog named after Pete Lecoq.
Google Pete Lecoq, and one of the first pictures is like him and like two chicks. Yeah. Two chicks
at the same time. Two chicks that would double up like me.
So if you can't guess from this intro, there ain't shit going on. This offseason from hell continues. No one is signing. Apparently, the 2024 Nike Vapor jerseys are out, and the Cubs put 2 people in their ad, Dansby Swanson and Cody Bellinger. So Bellinger to the Cubs confirmed. Fidz is eating edibles. Let's see where this goes. Let's tap this keg. As always, this show is brought to you by Sports Mockery, sportsmockery.com. Make sure you download the app, turn on push notifications, and be the first to know if anything ever fucking happens. And the latest on any Bears news. And you can read some of the newest blog posts by one of our newest writers. Well, this is technically going out on Thursday. So Shy Sox fan Mike, as you all know and love, will be posting on Sports Mockery. He's the newest addition to the roster. You've seen his tweets. You've probably dunked on him once or twice, but the kid wants to write. Let him write. The kid knows the White Sox upside down and backwards. So we're excited to see what Mike can do over at Sports Mockery. TicketMaster.com. Also brought to you by Uncle Bud's, 9700 South Cicero in Oak Lawn for all you old heads. It's where TCs used to be. You probably had a smoke or a beer in there once or twice along the way. Lord knows I did. That was my summer going into 7th grade. It was a great summer. TCs or Uncle Bud's on 9700 South Cicero.
No.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have something very important to start the show off with tonight. If you remember, we've worked with them before, but we have a hot new ticket giveaway.
Hot. HAWT hot.
So we're gonna start the show out with a competition. It's a giveaway. Our friends at Tick Blitz, TIXBLITZ, Tick Blitz, all one word, gave us 2 tickets, lower box, section 110, row 11, right field line, opening day, right by the uncles at 108. You could smell them. You'll be so close. We're giving away 2 tickets to the White Sox home opener. Now, all you have to do to be eligible to win these tickets is subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Do it.
Follow us on Twitter.
And
retweet the tweet we're going to put out about the competition.
Trips tweet, double do it.
That sound good?
That sounds great.
Although, am I missing anything?
That is all. And
all right,
feel free to create multiple accounts to improve.
Yes,
burners.
Burners, we love them. Love the burners. Burners are us. Get it in there. So,
Click farms over
again, we are giving away 2 tickets, lower box, section 110, row 11, for the White Sox home opener, March 28th. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and retweet the tweet about the competition. Now, that is not all, folks. Now, because Uncle Zoe loves them kids, we got more for you. Dude, Trick love them kids, man. Come on. It's Trick Daddy, baby. No, you took a turn right to negative town with it, and it's disgusting. Get your mind out of the fucking gutter.
Hey, look, haters want to hate, lovers want to love. I don't even want
Zoe love them kids. We got something else for all of you. There's concerts coming up this summer. There's baseball playing this summer. There's all kinds of good shit you want to go to. You need tickets. So from now on, if you go to Tick Blitz, again, TIXBLITZ, tickblitz.com, you'll be able to save 5% on any ticket purchase you make there, as long as you use the promo code PINWHEELS. All one word. 5%, ladies and gentlemen. Any tickets you want. I'm probably going to go to the Zach Bryan concert on March 5th because that's my birthday, and I want to see homie. So I'm going to buy my tickets on Tick Blitz and get 5% off using promo code Pinwheels. Please mute Fids while you do these giveaways. That's probably a good idea.
I mean, but with Tick Blitz too, you don't have to get railroaded by, say, Ticketmaster, the big beast of fees, and so there's also a benefit there, especially you concert goers, is to avoid the juggernaut of theft that Ticketmaster likes to pull.
Correct. So they got everything, folks. It's not just Chicago stuff too. If you're traveling, go ahead. I'm looking at the main page right here. I see some T Swift. What up?
NASCAR
Boys,
coming back.
Bruce Springsteen. We got some Boss on here. Hamilton, Billy Joel, Bruno Mars, Michael Bublé, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what doesn't this have? So yeah, go on Tick Blitz, TIXBLITZ. I'm actually going to share my screen because the homies are hooking it up, man.
Are the 108 guys going to put up their tickets to some of their live events? That'd be nice.
They should put it on Tick Blitz.
Yeah, they should put it on
Tick Blitz right here. Go ahead, use promo code Pinwheels, all one word. You get 5% off.
Timberlake on there.
Yeah, you got some Bears, got some Queen
Bruno.
Taylor,
Buffett. Wait, did Buffett just die? No. Didn't Jimmy Buffett just die? How was Jimmy Buffett on there?
Hologram, dude.
Oh, drinking up.
Yeah. Tickblitz.com. Also, I'll give you a free promo here, Beef. Go and buy tickets to the 108's event in the Ramova. I'm so clogged up nasally. It's unbelievable. Ramova. For those of you that have even cruised through Bridgeport, lived in Bridgeport. I lived in Bridgeport for a couple of years, Sox games, whatever. You've seen the historical theater. It's been revamped. It's reopened. I think it's fucking awesome that they did that. And one of the really cool things is the 108 is playing a hometown game. They're going to be doing a live show there the eve of the White Sox home opener. So you can win tickets for the next day if you get in our contest. But the night before, buy tickets, go see the homies at Ramova. It's really cool, man. I know the whole joke, no free ads and all that shit, but one, they're my guys. And two, it's just so cool. March 27th, 7 o'clock. Be there or be square. Unfortunately, I'm going to be square because I think I have to choose either the night before or home opener. But I'll be there in spirit. Y'all be there. It'll be fun. One free ad. I'll dig it. I'm in a generous mood today. That's it. So be on the lookout for the tweet for the competition to give away 2 tickets to the White Sox home opener. And again, if you need tickets at all, you got to be going to tickblitz.com. Promo code Pinwheels, 5% off. Whew, that was a lot of business to take care of, but I was actually just stalling because we got to fill some time. And
I was gonna say, I really wanted to. I know you mentioned it with the Nike stuff and the Cubs with Cody Bellinger and Dansby Swanson. I really wanted to buy into the hype and be like, wait, did they just like do something accident? Because like, why would they be promoting Cody Bellinger? He's not. He's technically on the Cubs right now. What are they doing? But then I just checked like another team. I checked the White Sox. They have like Tim Anderson. I'm like, oh, okay,
sick.
It's just
Hopefully he's taking his classes because he needs to learn how to speak Japanese pretty fucking quickly. Somebody tweeted out, someone's like, oh, so-and-so team is still looking for a shortstop.
Oh, the Marlins. The Marlins, yeah.
Yeah, and someone commented, like, is Tim Anderson still alive? And oh, boy. Woo,
Tough times.
Tough times indeed. So the biggest thing that's happened since the last time we've all congregated here is the new top 100 baseball prospects have come out. I made a list of my top 30 that's going to blow all your mind. I'm just kidding, Ian. I'm not stealing your bit. And by the way, Ian, love the new show. Everybody go check out the homie Ian. I'm just giving away free ads all day today. Anyone got anything else you want me to read an ad for? I'm in the mood. But check them out on Sunday nights. So the new top 100 baseball prospects came out. No surprise to anybody. Jackson Holliday, number 1. I mean, anybody shocked by that? Did you guys see his house?
Oh, his compound, yeah.
Yeah, dude, he like walks out of his bedroom into a batting cage and a pickleball court.
He doesn't ever leave.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. But, well, he also, mind you, he's. It's not like he's the first major leaguer in the family. Like,
I know.
It was already there, which is again. That's think about that for a second. These guys get to wake up every morning, and they do. I mean, obviously, KB is right around the corner. That you get to roll out and go into your garage, which would be your garage, but it's not. It's a giant hitting complex indoors, warm. You got all the creature comforts. Like if you've gone into some of these guys' cages, they've got like refrigerators and TVs and like they got video games that are set up for guys that are waiting for their turn to go. You know, if guys are all hitting together, obviously you've got the awesome machine now that you can load in like your pitch sequence and the type of pitch, like all those really cool things. And then it's just like what you would have a game room, and they have a cage. And it's right. The highest cage you're going to get, and it's incredible.
Well, dude, and they're showing this house, and I mean, casually, you know, there's Matt Holliday just playing pickleball in the background and shit, and then he's like, "Oh, and by the way, I just do this, and it's a like beautiful golf simulator." And the kid gets up there and just hits an iron, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, is that a beautiful swing? Like it's just unbelievable. And so, no big surprise. He's the number 1. The White Sox actually do have a top 10 prospect, ladies and gentlemen, according to this list. Colson Montgomery, Fids' boy, has jumped all the way up to number 9 on this list. His ETA is now moved up to 2024 on this list. We'll see how that goes. Still scrolling. Cubs top prospect on the top 100.
So we got 16. A super chat just for you.
Thank you. I actually appreciate it. Our boy Johnny Southside Bum from the Chicago Sports Bums. They're on Monday nights, super late. for my washed old.
Super
ass.
perfect for my time period. It's just
I know it's perfect for you.
It's prime time, yeah, prime time for Kevin.
I watch him after the little man goes to bed, but he get super chat for whenever Zoe gets a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. They'll never catch me.
Famous last word.
Number 16 for the Cubs in the top 100. We got Pete Crow Armstrong. They already got him as MLB because they're guessing he's going to break camp with the club. 26 Cade Horton, 2024 ETA for the Cubs. We're cruising. Number 47 Owen Kessie, outfielder, AA ETA 2025 for the Cubs. Number 50 Noah Schultz, ETA 2026 for the White Sox. And there's all kinds of stuff going on right now talking about how he could easily, after this season, be the top pitching prospect in all of baseball. The hype train around Noah Schultz is getting crazy. And I'm sure Ian and Future Sox are going to cover it too, but something about the angle he's delivering from the left-handed slot and his pitch mix, it's like video game shit, dude. It's unbelievable. Knock on every piece of wood you can find that the kid stays healthy, but he is.
Put your pants back on. So
hey, I make no promises. Number 51, Michael for the Cubs. He's already in the show. 54, Matt Shaw, ETA 2025. Damn, Cubs did okay here. 65, Kevin.
Bush is not technically in the show. He has to make the team out of camp too. He still has options. It's expected that he is like Pete Crow Armstrong.
They got him listed, and they
have him listed because that's the highest level he's played at.
MLB. Like that's true.
Yeah, he finished the season right. He was a call up, just like Pete Crow Armstrong.
And I mean, Alcantara is not breaking camp with the club.
Nope.
They got him.
I love him. I love him.
Still cruising. Cubs. James, help me out on this. Triantos, second baseman, ETA 2025.
Possible trade bait, ASAP.
Like that. And that's it for Chicago in the top 100. So,
what that told me is the Cubs were ready to trade a couple of those guys for Dylan Cease, huh, Zo?
I think so.
Owen Casey, James Triantos, Javier Assad.
So apparently, we'll get to that comment in just a second. But so the Atlanta's GM was doing like a live hit for, I don't even know. It was like a FanDuel or DraftKings, Fan Kings Draft Duel, whatever the fuck it's called now. And
all right, Belichick.
They had fans were standing right there, and they were like writing on their phone, like trade for Cease, and they were holding it up at the window. And he points and he goes, "I tried," and he made the dollars like the Johnny Manziel, Money Manziel sign. So the White Sox are asking for a lot, which they should. They should, and I'm not going to talk about this at length because I'm so sick of Dylan Cease trade talk. It's unbelievable. But even on a week when there's nothing to talk about, I don't want to talk about it. I don't know who Atlanta would give. I was trying to put together a trade package that they would for.
That I think there's a reason he was so forthcoming with even acknowledging that. I don't think they do have enough to get that done.
Yep. Oh, I know. Sorry, I gotta include Beef's play cousin. Kylie had Brian Ramos in the top 100 at 91.
Yes, on the ESPN list.
Yep. It'll come.
I do have to say one quick thing on the Dylan Cease thing. I think we're shifting back now. I know at the beginning of the offseason it was like, 100% sure White Sox are trading Dylan Cease. And then, November passed, December passed. Now January is about to pass. But during like the middle parts of January, that narrative was starting to go to the other side. It's like, Sox are going to keep him for opening day. But I think this past week with the Seattle Mariners getting in the mix, that's kind of turning back again. It's like, oh no, they're maybe gonna move him. Who knows though? Again, because nothing has resulted from any of these talks.
And we've talked about this with Cease, and I'm just gonna leave it here. I don't want Getz to force anything, but I don't want him to fuck it up. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, I don't want him to ask for the moon and then it passes and then there's nothing there, but I also don't want him to settle. Ian, who, again, I take his word over prospects over pretty much anyone, and I'm not just saying that. Like, he's earned that with me. Said Tanner McDougal should be moving up the rankings this year. If you don't know, Tanner is Fizz's guy, but also a good friend of the show. Still gave us one of the best sound bites we've had on the show when talking about pay-for-play Little League teams and stuff like that. Something that he said that has still stuck with me as I, watch my 3-year-old start intro to T-ball. But if you're good enough, the pros will find you.
Yep.
And he said that, and man, that is stuck in the back of my head. And yeah, I think it's awesome because Little League's basically dead. And
it's a cartel of club ball owners too. We've talked about that. The idea that it's like literally it's for-profit stuff now at this point. It's not about the kids, and it's about more how many kids can you put on your roster and how much money can you pull in, because these coaches all of a sudden when you go to the club ball stuff, remember, Little League coaches don't get paid. Club ball coaches can charge and collect whatever the hell they want. And that's the biggest difference why Little League's dying, is these club ball coaches have choked out Little League by selling them on this bullshit like Tanner talks about, of you got to be seen. If you're with us, you'll be seen. Bullshit. You know what? Put a fucking video on YouTube. They'll come see you. Promise.
Mm-hmm.
Tanner didn't play a single club ball game with anybody outside of Silverado High School's baseball team and baseball program. And guess what? He was drafted. Chris Cortez didn't play a single game with a single club outside of Silverado baseball. And Chris Cortez was recruited and is now basically the ace for Texas A&M this spring. Why? Because they'll find you. It's not hard to find you.
$5,000 a year for your kid to play Little League is just absurd to me.
And they'll tell you your kid's the best too.
I know.
They're used car salesmen. They're like, oh, your kid's elite, bro. He comes with us. He'll be and it's always like the saddest part is a lot. And you'll see this. And I swear to God, I'd say 95% of them do this. The best, most talented kid they can find never pays. Never pays. All the other players, the mediocre players, so they can land these names and say they have these kids. Those kids underneath those guys usually pay more. And those guys get covered because they overcharge the other kids and they don't charge the studs. KB was offered constantly free. And then the other kids were paying like $4,000, $5,000.
The thing that blows my mind, and as again, I have a young kid. My son's, 3 years old, but I got buddies that got kids that are getting into Little League age and stuff like that. There's fucking feeder teams.
Yep.
That dude. Could you imagine that, dude? Like, they're like, oh yeah, have your kid join this feeder team for $5,000, and maybe you'll get a call up to our main club.
Man, some 10-year-old or 11-year-old kid committed like a year or two to college. Like,
is he good?
Good job, bro. Like, no, there's no signing. But these club balls, the club ball Twitter was like they were like, so and so from our club ball team committed to play for University of Texas today. No, you're 11, bro. But they do that. It's all that optics. And when they see, I know who you're talking about too. Like, so some of your friends are like at that age. They are and if your kid is getting to that 10 year, I'd say 9-10 years old, you have become what the con men call marks. You are marks. And you need to research the background of every single coach that you put your kid with. You also need to, honestly, if you're a parent doing this right, you're going to ask for the transparent financials from every team your kid plays on. And you're going to need to know where all the money goes at all times. Need to. I'm just telling you, because in the end, it's not quid pro quo, but you should see everything transparently for this to really work. And some of these club ball teams even like put in to get a nonprofit tax exemption shit. Like we call it club bar now at the high school coaches, we call it the club ball cartel. It's hard to say really fast, but it's really what it is. And good kids get lost in the shuffle because some kids can't pay that money. And they just assume, oh, well, maybe I'll just give up because I can't pay to be on this club ball team. I won't get seen. I might not play. No, those kind of kids will still get seen. Again,
if you're good enough, they'll find you.
It's an information age, man.
Then, ladies and gentlemen, that's how this show is going to go all night. So if you got something you want to talk about,
I do have breaking news.
Oh, shit.
Are you guys ready for this? It is somewhat White Sox related.
Is it the kid they signed?
No. I don't even know who you're referring to.
The kid from Oral Roberts?
Oh.
No. No, we already talked about Dick Lovelady.
Yep.
That was the Cubs.
Oral Roberts and his name's Dick Lovelady. Really? Is that really true? Oh, I was going to say, holy shit, that's perfect.
No, I forget what school our Dick went to.
Mason
Ronald Acuna Jr. ranked his top 10 MLB players.
No, he didn't. That's bullshit.
No, I know. Just let me do this is all we got, Joe. This is all. I know that they're just random names, and I know that he had to just choose as they came up. But let's just start some controversy here. And you know what? This goes back to our boy, Shy Sox fan Mike, because that's how he framed it. That's how I saw the tweet.
Yeah, I know he did, and I was like, I already messaged him about it.
Shout out, Mike, though. But Ronald Acuna, I think it's what was it on maybe Instagram or whatever, one of these sites, and maybe TikTok. They gave him the 10 random players and he ranked them, and he had Carlos Correa ahead of Luis Robert Jr.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know how this works, is you sit there and they hit 10 names at you, and as you get it, you have to give it a number. So
like you can't switch it after the
no.
That's hard.
So the thing is, like, people get Ohtani and put him at 1 or whatever, and then like you'll get like Trout and you'll be like maybe 6 or 5 or whatever, and then like you're stuck because then you'll get a bunch of shitty players after that, and it is what it is. But the
one funny part though was Stephen Kwan came up. He didn't say his name, put him 10th, and then just laughed. So you just automatically put him 10th.
He's definitely taken a big step back. And the kid that I was talking about, though, was Matt Mason. White Sox signed him he's coming right out of Oral Roberts. Apparently, the previous White Sox from Oral Roberts include Tyler Saladino and his mustache and Taylor Varnell. I'm trying to find the kid from Oral Roberts stats.
Wait, hold on. Do me a favor, though. Are you on Twitter?
Oh, here it is. He hit 320 with 72 RBIs for Oral Roberts this past season. Matt Hogan. And then I have one more bit of news before I do this favor for you that we need to address. Missy, I hope you're still here. Romy Gonzalez was put on waivers by the White Sox.
What?
And a lot of people thought he'd go unclaimed. It's not the case. Romy Gonzalez was claimed off waivers by the Red Sox. He's in Boston now.
Hell yeah.
Go fund me to get Missy a Boston jersey. What was the favor you needed, Aldo?
Oh, I look up Matt Mason on Twitter. Just search his name.
Oh boy.
What comes up for you? I'm wondering.
I gotta get on this.
It's nothing bad. I'm just
MASON, right?
Yep.
American singer and songwriter?
A cat punching a lady in the face.
Yeah, keep scrolling.
I have a seasoned songwriter. Matt's rise to stardom has been a remarkable journey filled with triumphs and trials.
On Twitter?
I just did a Google search. I'm sorry.
What's her face doing Fortnite dances?
It's just someone else's name, Matt Mason, and I'm like, we got to get new White Sox pitcher Matt Mason.
Yeah, it's a lot of like
Harley
Quinn shit. Harley Quinn, there you go. Harley Quinn doing dances.
But as we are talking about some signings, Kevin, the Cubs did sign someone finally to another MLB deal, and we both kind of like the move. Hector Neris.
Yep.
Former Astro, Phillies. Used to close games, but mostly a setup guy, 7th inning guy. He had great numbers last year with Houston, sub-2 ERA. The fastball did go. Velocity was down a little bit, so it's a little concerning maybe. But nasty splitter. Mm-hmm. I like the move. It's a 2-year. It's basically a 2-year, $23 million deal because it's basically a player option if he gets to 60 games or 60 innings. I forget which one it is. And this dude's been a workhorse, one of the most durable relievers.
That's the biggest
2016.
thing.
Yep.
Pretty consistent. I like the move. Kevin, what do you think?
I love it. We talked about, I mean, this is a move. It's a low risk, high reward, low risk, high reward. It's a guy that's going to eat some innings for you. He's performed. He's got some leadership. Obviously he's, pitched in some high leverage situations as a, last year, obviously was he's had two couple seasons where they were pretty good like that. This in 2019 as well. The rest are usually like a 3.72, a 4.57, a 3.63, a 5.10. So this past season was obviously his best season of his career. But you know what? Good. He figured it out. And this guy's pitched in some, like I said, high leverage situations. Am I going crazy? He has a World Series ring. Right? Wait, no. Am I wrong on that?
22.
No, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's got a World Series ring, so you got some of that in there.
It was unbelievable in that playoff run. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it was only 8 games, but only gave up like 1 run, 6 innings, pretty good. 9 strikeouts, 0 walks.
Honestly, it's also a good safety valve if Adbert Alzolay can't get it done as a full year closer and as like the dude, right? Because I mean, right now he's the closer, and if he struggles, you've got a guy that has done it in the past, that's a veteran leadership and can step in and kind of fill that role if he has to. But if not, you've got an incredible setup man. A good, now you've gotten your game. You've shortened the ball game, right? And now you've got it down to 7-6 innings, depending on where you got in the rest of the bullpen. So I think it's a good. And again, he's going to get paid a little bit more if he has more appearances too. So you get him 60 appearances or more, and his some of those escalators kick in for him. And hopefully he stays healthy, and looks like he always does. So
good target. I mean, again, that it's that splitter that was crazy for him in 2023. Again, the biggest thing for me, you just want someone who's like consistent. I think when I wrote about him, it was basically 2020, that 60 game season was terrible for him. And then he had a bad couple months, like in what was it? And back in like 2018 with the Phillies. Other than that, he's been pretty consistent. Like you said, like ERA in the 3s at his worst.
Mm-hmm.
I like this too, that as a reliever, he gives up a home run this past season, but even in his previous seasons, he's only given up a home run like once every, most of his, once every maybe 10 innings. So that's, once every 10 appearances roughly, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got a guy that's doing that. That always bodes well. I mean, if you're not giving up the long ball as a bullpen guy, you've got extra value, because those are the ones that kill the guys from the bullpen, is if you're giving up those long balls late in the ball game when, you're coming in big situations.
And I know injuries can pop up at any time, especially for pitchers, and I think maybe even more especially for relief pitchers. But just seeing how like year in, year out for this dude, who I think he's number 1 in innings pitched since he became like a full-time MLB guy, and there hasn't really been any like, tired shoulder guy has to go on the injured list for a couple weeks, and then you're kind of like, fuck, we just lost our like good setup man in the middle of July. That'd be bad. This guy just stays on the mound and will go out there. He's going to be, I know if people have still in the chat, he's going to be like the Brian Shaw that the White Sox had in 2023. Mm-hmm. You're just going to see him every time out there that you're like, there's Hector Neris again coming in for the 5th time this week.
Yep, no matter what, Hector Neris pitches. It's like Beef's meme with Matt Shaw. Yeah. Yep, Brian Shaw. But here, I got something we could discuss. Here's a ranking of MLB teams by their distance to the closest Chili's.
I mean, if Joe Noah was right, talking about Cleveland and how nobody ever wants to go to Cleveland because like that's probably the biggest spot is Chili's.
Right. I mean,
Angel Stadium is because there's a Disneyland like right nearby.
And the best Chili's in the world is the Tampa Airport Chili's. I mean, that's undisputed, amazing Chili's. But I'm trying to think of the Chili's that's 10 miles away from guaranteed whatever field.
It's probably the same one that's 8.2 away from Wrigley.
Yeah, it's probably
I can't think of where it is. But what's going on in Seattle? 279 miles?
Oh shit.
God damn. That's crazy. That's
you all the Texas teams would have a lot of Chili's because that's obviously a Chili's comes from Texas, but
it could be the New Lennox Chili's, the infamous New Lennox Chili's in White Sox Twitter. The other, I guess, kind of breaking news is MLB Pipeline put out their list of the guys that just missed the top 100.
Oh my God! You want me to answer the question? By the way,
Edgar Cuero's on there for the White Sox.
No, wait, that's not right.
Never been to Drew. That's terrible. How the fuck has he never been to the Chili's?
What?
What's the question? I'm trying to catch up.
What question?
Yeah, I don't know. But Edward Cuero is on the guys to watch list. Apparently,
So is Moises Ballesteros for the Cubs.
So the nearest Chili's to Wrigley Field is also, I believe, the home of El Faro.
Huh?
Skokie. Is it in Skokie? The nearest Chili's to Wrigley Field is in Skokie.
Really?
According to maps.
I would have not have thought of that direction. I mean, seriously, the one in New Lenox might be the one closest to Guaranteed Rate Field. No, New Lenox is more than 10 miles away.
That's like south of I-8.
Yeah.
Or near I-8. Yeah.
Chili's in Ford City. That's right, Jack. Oh, by the way, Jack, I asked my kid today what he wants to be when he grows up, and he said a doctor. I was like, awesome. And he's like, or a mailman.
All right.
Bud. Both good choices, bud. We are.
All right, quick question. Chili's versus Applebee's. Go.
Chili's has the nachos, bro. The tortilla chips. Chips and salsa at Chili's is the only reason to go to Chili's.
I'm actually convinced that they both just have one kitchen and the food comes out of the kitchen.
That is what I thought as well, Zoe. But recently going to an Applebee's, I have to go with Kevin. Even besides the chips and salsa. I think the food at Chili's is better than Applebee's.
Applebee's does those fucking shitty ass like watered down drinks with like, for $1 you get a Long Island iced tea, and it's like,
I went for the Dollaritaville. I mean, I'm sure Baby Zoe's gonna go there in 20 years for the Dollaritas.
Brody, which one do you want, Applebee's or Chili's?
Applebee's.
Applebe's.
Apple.
Okay.
I think he combined it. I think he said Apple Chili's.
Apple Chili's.
Apple Chili's.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. He likes
real quick. What do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor.
What about a mailman?
A doctor.
Oh, Jack, you're out.
Mailman Jack out of there.
Jack.
All right. You got anything else you want to say to the people before you got to go to bed?
No.
No? You're being shy? We got nothing to talk about, so you can go ahead and talk about whatever you want. No?
No.
What do you see over there that you want?
Just
A ball.
Oh, no, you can't have the golf ball. All right, go back.
This is funny. Senior Sock says, stop pretending I go to the Chili's. Bro, the AMC with the nice reclining chairs, the nearest place with a bar is right next door to is a Chili's, right next to the theater. So every time we go see a matinee on Saturday, Chili's for some chips and salsa and some beer, and then over to the movie theater. Like,
I think Baby Zoe just killed those.
We're not getting any. We're not ordering off the regular menu. We're not getting the old. Although I can still crush an old timer with cheese. Those are still fantastic to this day. But the chips and salsa there, especially when you get the chips that were like accidentally like all deep fried together, so it's like this thick. It's got like 4 inches of thick of like tortilla chips all like stuck together.
0 Michelin stars.
I mean, that's probably like a James Beard award-winning Chili's though. So
I did go to a James Beard place on Saturday night though, so that was nice. And
Little Zoe will not be getting the golf ball because he's learning how to throw an intro to T-ball. So anything he can pick up, he just tosses.
Let him loosen up, though. Come on.
You guys will dig this. The place we went to on Saturday night, the James Beard place. I didn't put this together. I've known the chef for a long time. Their last name's Marinelli. And I never even for a second put 2 and 2 together. Her dad's Rod Marinelli. The chef's. Like,
oh, shit. The defensive coordinator guy?
One of my favorite Bears defensive coordinators in the last like 20, 30 years or whatever. Like, and I'm like, oh my, that's your dad? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, holy, what? She's like, he comes in all the time. I'm like, okay. Now I'm coming in.
He was the nails. He was good. I thought he was. Didn't he go to Dallas? Is he still with Dallas?
Yeah, he's also the 0-16.
I feel like that was like a decade ago.
He went to Dallas after the Bears, I believe, or vice versa. Yeah, I don't know what I think he's retired now. I don't think he's coaching anywhere, but yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy. And it's all Southern Italy and coastal Italy dishes. So there's a lot of seafood stuff. Really good though. She's very gifted.
He was last with the Las Vegas Raiders in 2020 and 2021.
Hence why
David.
And his daughter's restaurant was here. Oh shit.
David asked, "Are the White Sox and the Cubs going to make any major moves?" Man.
Well, if you guys want to talk about some updates,
to shocking the world, Bellinger is favored to go to the Cubs.
What? We have seen the same update for like I think right after Ohtani signed and Yamamoto signed in December. I think maybe it was probably like a week or two after that. So I think we're going on 5 to 6 weeks now. It's been Cubs favorites to sign Cody Bellinger. Latest update, it still seems like Bellinger to the Cubs is the most realistic landing spot. Cody Bellinger, executives around the league think Cody Bellinger to the Cubs is going to happen. Latest predictions, everyone from USA Today thinks that the Cubs are going to sign Cody Bellinger.
It's
We're just been
terrifying.
hearing nonstop. And like I told Kevin, and I put in the chat today after Bob Nightingale wrote that predictions piece with some other USA Today writers. This is just all setting up for massive disappointment because right now the expectation is Cody Bellinger is going to sign with the Cubs, and if he does,
it's pretty much like a dud deal in my mind. Like,
everyone's talking about it's like done. But again, no one. Forget about the Cubs for a second. No one is even offering him like a legit deal right now.
Nope.
Well, and here's the funny part. We get so many conflicting reports. Didn't we have a report from I can't remember, was it Morosi who said it, that he hasn't received an actual offer yet from the Cubs?
That was Nightingale. No formal offer. Him and JD Martinez.
But then you've got what's his name?
Bruce Levine says that the Cubs he's been saying this since early January, I think, that the Cubs pretty much are sitting around a 6-year deal at like 140 to 160 million. That seems to me like, remember, I know this is going to bring up terrible memories. Back in 2018-19, when the Sox were like the only team in on Manny Machado at the time. And I think it was like Jeff Passan came out with it. Bruce Levine was reporting it too. And I think Nightingale might have been too. And it was the Sox were offering him like 180 million or 175. I forget the exact number. And like that was just like the number out there for like a month.
I can address.
And then the Padres came in and they're like, "Fuck all of you. Here you go, Manny. Here's 300."
Real quick. In the what's happening section on Twitter right now, why is Bang Bang Scissor Gang trending?
Well, let's do some
Bang Niners
investigating. So click on it. Let's see why.
Let's unshare our screen to click that. And let's click that.
Wait, hold on. That's not showing up on my trending.
Yeah, no shit. Mine.
It's
mine
wrestling. Apparently, it's a wrestling thing.
Oh yes, it's
you don't want to know what's number one on mine right now.
Yes,
it's a wrestling thing. Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
It's Caleb Williams.
Okay,
Patrick
back
Graham,
to the questions. David, what about the White Sox? Trading Dylan Cease is your best.
Luke gets
no, I still think they're gonna get a right fielder.
I hope it's Jorge Soler.
No, I said it right. He's a DH.
That's true.
He would
there's
be
nobody
perfect
else
for you guys,
though.
but
Who else?
you already have Eloy.
Then who should they get to play right field?
I'm going to shout out another free ad, number 2. I'm going to send an invoice to the 108 guys, but they talked about it a couple weeks ago. There's like a decent, again, none of these guys are going to move the needle.
Whoops are you talking about?
Like there's, you're not going to like any of the names. It's like David Peralta, Tommy Pham, Adam Duvall.
I like it better than the incumbent.
Well, yeah, so, that's what I'm saying. You're going to get someone okay.
Duvall.
Are they going to be game changers? No, but they're going to be like solid baseball players for you guys. It's just not
Merrifield?
The star.
Yeah, put Witt out there. He can run around. This is a good question, though. I know. I don't want any of those guys, though. I don't want Oscar Colas either. From Uncle Beef, isn't PCA the future center fielder? Or are they really going to give Bellinger the bag just to play first?
That's the thing. I don't think right now, no one wants to give him the bag. There's still wait. By the way, the number has gone down. Back in December, the reports were like, "Oh, Bellinger's seeking 300 million." Latest is like, deal might go around 200 million.
There's been a little collusion. There's been collusion going on with the owners to keep everybody's salaries down with the trending upwards. So they're like all basically just sitting back, which is why February, we talked about on the show a month ago, we were saying that everything's going to start happening in February. Today is February 1st. If you're listening to this on Spotify, it's only January 1st if you record it. But guess what? It happened. So to answer your question on this, Beef, this is what I will say about Bellinger signing, regardless of Pete Crow Armstrong's existence. You're going to pay Cody Bellinger to be a Gold Glove center fielder and a Gold Glove first baseman, a guy that can rotate around, play all outfield positions if he has to. Pete Crow Armstrong, great young prospect, same, basically a very similar in a lot of ways to Cody Bellinger as a player. Left-handed guy, incredible defense. Can play out in the outfield as good as anybody in the game. But he's also a little baby who also has some maturity issues. So you have a Cody Bellinger being paid to not only be a center fielder, the guy and a Gold Glove first baseman, and that can rotate around. You're also paying him to be a mentor to teach this young guy how to actually be a professional. Because the stuff that people complain about Pete Core Armstrong more than anything else is his immaturity and a lot of the showing his ass and the body language stuff that he does a lot, the temper tantrums, things like Cody can actually help him at least. Because Cody, he's not going to tell him not to be it, but Cody's going to help him at least say, hey, look, time and a place. He's going to help this kid along. This kid's not going to be a go guy in 2024. He's going to start easing in there in 2025. You're going to have Cody as, everything that kind of, it all becomes like kind of cyclic. And Cody can play anywhere. There's a lot of options with Cody Bellinger that you can utilize. And if he's playing the way that he is, you get his bat no matter what, but you also get a mentor figure to a guy that could theoretically be one of the best players in the game if he can actually pan out and utilize all the gifts that he has inside. If his head, that muscle between his ears fails him because he never had anybody to guide him and nobody to tell him no, he could be a wasted talent kind of concept or a problem. And that's why I think Cody Bellinger is such a perfect fit. He's more than just a teammate. He is a guy that can really help bring this kid along. So you're paying him for additional.
And a little bit for the bat too, but I am officially declaring I am a Tommy Pham guy for the right fielder position.
There you go. I like that too. I've always liked Tommy Pham. He's an asshole, but I think he's a good type of asshole.
His projected line for 2024, as far as right fielders go, his WRC plus projection is he's a 100. We're even Steven.
That's like what, like a 30% improvement from Gavin Sheets?
15 homers, a slash of 247, 326, 401 with a weighted on base average of 318. He's
that's
a one WAR guy.
Top on base percentage guy.
I just realized Tommy's high school coach.
Only 35.
His high school coach teaches at my high school now. He doesn't coach either, but he teaches at our school now. Tommy Pham would be a good get. He plays hard too. He plays hard.
I thought Tommy Pham was 56 years old. I didn't realize he was only.
He is a guy who
graduated
like
05 or
forever. He's also a good immaculate grid answer. This guy's been all over the place.
Same high school as Ryan Ludwig.
Yeah, no, Tommy Pham. I'm good with that.
I still think the White Sox. I think I brought up a few weeks ago too, and I think I saw somebody wrote about it recently. Adam Duvall is a good option. I think. I don't know if he would want to come to the White Sox, but
Dude, Tommy Pham would be a hit in Chicago because he's got stank to him. He don't fuck around. Like he would actually really play well with White Sox fans because he is. Ian says it. He's a good teammate except for fantasy football. There's some stories there. But dude's a dog, and Sox fans love guys that play like dogs, like in that positive way. Obviously,
Duvall's pretty much projected the same exact season as Tommy Pham, except for some more home runs.
There you go. Hey, you want to see dingers.
They're both 35.
If you're not going to be winning, you want to see something.
The only thing is Duvall he missed a lot of time last year because of injury.
He missed time, but I think when he came, I forget how his season went. Was it he got injured and then got hot, or he was hot and then got injured?
He was hot and then got injured. Season.
Played 50 games last year, 79 games. Oh no, he played 129 games last year. What am I talking about?
Yeah, he was hot and then he got hurt. And I agree, Beef. I'd take either of them over Gavin Sheets. And I thought it was absolutely hilarious that Gavin Sheets has become the everyone is doubting us guy for the White Sox. Bro, why are you even on this team still? Like, what is going on, man? I hope he proves us all wrong. But
I saw that quote, and I get
481 at bats.
I get the annoyance. From White Sox fans seeing that, especially because I think different White Sox players have been saying this for like 2 years. But I mean, he was asked about it, right? I think it's like, what else is he supposed to say? Yeah, guys, we're gonna suck. I'm sorry, I suck too. I'm not gonna be any good. I'm sorry.
It was just weird that like, out of all the quotes that came out of the Sox prom and all that shit, when all these guys were in town, that it was the Gavin Sheets saying.
Well, you know why? Because I think out of the guys who were there at that event, he's like the veteran of he's the longest White Sox who's around, who was at the event. Well, like him and Moncada, I guess. And I mean, and then everybody got mad at Moncada for saying like, "Hey, I feel healthy." Everyone's like, "Fuck you!" Like,
here we go. Who's the first one? He was.
And then Eloy before that, when he went on the Foul Territory podcast, he's like, "Yeah, if I'm healthy, I'll hit 40."
Oh yeah,
there's
some word breaking down going on. Like reading too deep into things.
I know, but it's just wild that every White Sox player in the offseason so far has started their sentence with, "If I stay healthy."
They really trust their training staff.
What the fuck? Like, why are we here? But yes.
But what if, though?
What if, man? I have been on the show for a while now saying contract year Moncada. Now watch the White Sox start the year hot. Moncada playing good in a contract year, and they trade him in his expiring contract at the deadline.
Yeah, I mean that could happen.
Very easily see that being a scenario.
I think the same way. I think the same way that when Jed Hoyer took over for Theo and he inherited that group, which was like, as we agree, he was the GM, but it was Theo's guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think and he did keep a couple guys. He kept Ian Happ and Nico Horner from those draft picks at under Theo's watch.
Mm-hmm.
But he saw the rest of the core. He's like, we got to make a switch here. Bullshit contract offers, whatever. I'm picking the next core with my guys. I think we're going to see a very similar thing. Like, I don't think Yoan Moncada is going to get those options picked up or whatever. If he has a great 3 months, I think he's gone. I think he's traded.
I didn't realize. By the way, I didn't realize the Cubs also traded I think Theo Epstein's last first-round pick, Brendan Little. He got traded this past fall.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
That was that 2019 draft for the Cubs was one of the worst drafts ever.
Awful. So
and
bad.
It pretty much highlights the Cubs' problem under Theo's watch during his time in Chicago was just couldn't hit on any pitching. Except for Justin Seal. He did draft Justin Seal.
If I'm not crazy, 2019 didn't net a single player that has played an inning for the Chicago Cubs major league team. Am I right on that?
I think you're pretty close to that. That 2019 draft is really bad. It's for the Cubs.
Maybe there's some nugget in there that
just
nugget that got through.
I'm with you. Like like I said, the same thing with Eloy. And if he doesn't have a good 3 months, I think even if he rebounds in the second half and the White Sox look at his options, I think they pull a TA. It's like, I'm sorry, dude, but you are not the hitter we thought you were going to be.
Right.
We're going to move on. Now, it's tough because they have to spend in free agency to get quality players. So that still has to be proven as well.
But I think that's a good point. The guy coming in, taking over or whatever and being like, I want it to be mine.
And I think it was really clear. Remember that first quote that everybody went crazy with? He's like, this team
different.
Sucks. This team is bad.
He's like, I don't even like this team, and I'm different. It's not poor TA. TA didn't perform, and it sounds like he's going to Japan, but we'll see what happens. But it is going to be weird, and it's always going to be weird. I mean, you see the same guys year after year, and obviously the results weren't good, but sometimes your first thought isn't even about the results. It's just like, I'm so used to seeing number 7 at shortstop, but it's not going to be that way. It's going to be Didong and hopefully Coulson soon, but it's just,
Sorry, side note. Sorry, I hate to. I'm just.
Oh no, you guys go ahead. I'll be right back.
Can you believe? So we talking about how bad the 2019 draft was. The 2018 draft, it's just Nico Horner and then the only one that I've seen that's played any time with the Cubs is, and he hasn't made the show yet, is Brendan Davis. That's it. 2018 and 19 were both bad.
If you can hit on your first round pick, I mean, Nico Horner, that's a win. Yep. But that was so much of the Cubs' problem during that era where they could never supplement the core, and then ownership didn't want to spend, and the Cubs were just stuck with no.
And while they had the core at a cheap price they could have literally spent and refused to.
By the way, I did want to confirm that, and you're right, Kevin. That 2019 draft, No one has reached the majors.
That's nuts. That's nuts.
That's
I
just
don't think Brendan Little was on that draft though. What was he? What year was he? Was he 2017?
Maybe 2017. Yeah, because the first rounder for 2019 was Ryan Jensen.
Right. And then the second one was Schrumpf.
Chase Schrumpf. Yep. Yeah, no, those were the tough years.
The dark years.
That's why that entire developmental system for the Cubs was completely rehauled after Jed Hoyer took over. And hey, it took some time, but I know prospect ranking top 100 lists aren't the be all like number one thing that you should rely your thinking on for prospects and minor league systems, but it seems pretty consistent if you look at MLB Pipeline, Fangraphs, Baseball Prospectus, Baseball America, Kylie McDaniel at ESPN. It's every list is like between 5 to 8 guys. Yep. It's like, hey, there's talent. There is not the elite. There's not a Chris Bryant in this system yet. We haven't seen that breakout, like almost surefire. This guy's going to be a star, at least hitting wise. I do think Cade Horton will get to that level by this summer, but
I'm thinking
it's a deep system.
I'm thinking Owen Casey this year has that year.
He could. Oh man, he hits the ball.
He's been the most underrated prospect the Cubs have from the get. They got him from the Padres in the Yu Darvish trade. With a bunch of other like teenagers that were incredibly supposed to be great that have not really panned out. And he just keeps mashing and mashing and mashing. Some are saying he'll move to first. He does have a kind of a cannon of an arm, but he's a really good left-handed bat. He's Canadian. And he is really starting to get a handle on his stick as a professional. And, last year it feels like a year ago that he was not even mentioned remotely close, like as a top prospect for the Cubs. And now he's just skyrocketed up that list. And all of a sudden people are talking about Owen Casey, this is a good thing when people outside of the Cubs fans who know that Arcadia he needs a lot of sunscreen, just like Pete Crow Armstrong, both gingers. We got a Ginger Ninja pair coming up that are both left-handed bats that can really rake, but this is a big die. Ian's right. You got to get a handle on your stick.
Another top prospect I do want to talk about. I know you've been a fan, and I've been very impressed by what he's done after he was drafted. But in terms of the perspective of looking at free agency right now, Matt Chapman is another guy that the Cubs keep getting linked to. Mm-hmm. And obviously he plays third base, but Matt Shaw, everyone around baseball, I think he's been like almost a consensus top 50 prospect in all of these lists, or at least most of them. He was shortstop out of Maryland. He only played a couple games at third base last year with the Cubs after he was drafted. But then this offseason, and he made it known at the Cubs convention that he is spending all his offseason playing third base, working on his defense at third base, working on the arm strength, working on all the fundamentals there, because he knows very much that, hey, that spot is open right now, and he's not going to be playing shortstop over Dansby Swanson. He's not going to be playing second base over Nico Horner. So third base, that's the spot. What do you think in terms of him versus the Matt Chapman signing?
I'm not a big. I kind of don't buy into the blocking prospect stuff. If you're blocking a prospect, that means you're absolutely performing, and you take good performance. If you're taking a performance that's good enough to hold back a player or with that kind of ability and upside, then it's a good problem to have. And I don't think that you don't sign players that with the concern of blocking them at the same time. I don't think Chapman necessarily fits the bill. You guys talked me out of Chapman on this podcast, for God's sakes. I was like, Chapman and Belly. And then I'm like, you guys talked me into it. And I want to say, was it Mitch maybe? Got me good. And Aldo.
It was Chapman versus Hoskins.
Yes. And Hoskins, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Chapman and the Hoskins thing. And that's right. And I was just like, wow, you're right. Hoskins. Let's go with Hoskins and Belly. And so you got me. But the thing is, Chapman, the bat might not be back. And I like defense. I really do. And if you hire a guy that's an absolutely phenomenal third base, defense at the hot corner, that's wonderful. But that dude's still got a rake. And I don't think Chapman is going to get it done. He had a really hot early this season, and he kind of cruised on those numbers. So his numbers are actually over the real stretch were poorer than they even appear, and they're not great. So that's not a thing. I think that the Cubs just need to have a solution at third base. I actually thought that I was hoping that Bush was going to be that solution at third for at least a season or two. And then they could maybe shift him over to first base as well and allow, as Shaw is ready, but still have Bush there too, because Bush can play first base and now it looks like he's going to play first. But, again, you had me with the Hoskins thing, was great. But I'm kind of out on Chapman. I think he's a good defensive player, but I would rather, I'd rather, he's not any better of a hitter than a Patrick Wisdom. So what the fuck? Like, you give me defensive Patrick Wisdom, I'm going to hang myself. So
I'm not laughing at anything you said, Kevin. I'm sorry. Shy Sox fan Mike is already spending that sports mockery money, folks. He has placed a wager on the 2024 White Sox to win the AL Central at plus 3,500.
Better get to writing.
We have to follow him now. I gotta follow him, don't I?
Speaking of,
I don't follow Mitch. Oh, hey, buddy. What's up, buddy?
All right. How we doing, fellas?
Tell him to follow.
Kick rocks, Mitch.
There we go. It's better every time. It's a great week. NASCAR's back this week. Netflix documentary. There's actually a lot going on in the world of NASCAR.
All right, I watched this, dude. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched the first couple episodes, and I have thoughts.
Let's hear it.
One, I've always wondered what those dudes do if they got to take a piss, and my question was answered because the one dude just pissed his pants.
There's actually a funny story.
They showed his pants. He just had 2 piss stains, and he's like, "What do you want me to do? I'm not going to hold it. I'm trying to win a race, so I just let it fly." I'm like,
make sure you don't ask cross country runners what they do.
Back in the day, he was when he was winning the race. Actually, he'd take a shit. He shit his pants, and then after the race, they're trying to interview him, and he didn't want to get out of the car because he shit himself. But he won the race.
He had a white jumpsuit, didn't he? Fucking.
Also, extremely smart move by the makers of this documentary to hit the non-NASCAR crowd by just throwing Michael Jordan in as much as possible. Jordan's all over this documentary, and it's just little clips, but still, me, a massive Michael Jordan stan, if you will, I'm just like, MJ. Yep, there he is. All right, yep, there he is. But you've probably told us a bunch of this stuff like 100 times. But
that's right. That's why we do these. Repeat this in.
I'm a visual learner. I didn't know that. Well, I probably did know, but I didn't realize that Denny Hamlin races for Gibbs, but is co-owners with Jordan.
Yep.
That's kind of fucked up.
It's very fucked up. And because it sounded weird when they first did it. And then last year, they show in the first episode.
MJ's all over it, Baloney. Watch it. MJ's all over it.
That Daytona race, that was a huge deal at the time. Hey, are you going to help coach his kid who's also your teammate, right, or you can help your own team? And that's
that kid sucks. Joe Gibbs' kid sucks.
Silver
he's only in it for a minute, and they asked him a question, and he's just like, "Well, what do you want me to say?" And I'm just like, "Okay, I already don't like this kid."
Yeah, I do not like. Yeah, most people don't.
Not a huge fan of the guy that learned how to race playing video games. Like I told you, I think he pees sitting down. He's kind of a soft. He's a sensitive boy.
The guy from the Gran Turismo. Is that the Gran Turismo guy from the movie?
It's kind of like that.
It's not based off of him.
Oh, okay.
That's another guy. But he came up the same way.
Yeah, that's immediately what I thought of when they were telling the dude's story. Yeah. But I am officially team 2311, Jordan's team. They got fucking custom shoes. Didn't know that.
Yep.
They got dope ass cars now. The new facility is painted. The business side is North Carolina colors, and the other side, whatever for the people.
The
is
window
Bulls
thing
colors.
being at 23
race shop,
is ridiculous.
No, you're right.
Great way, but
because Jordan will sponsor a lot of the cars. I think I sent you the photo of the one, but it's Tar Heel blue with the Jumpman logo on the hood and the side.
Jumpman logo. I felt like Jordan paid for this documentary because Jumpman logos everywhere in this documentary, which is awesome because I'm a fucking whore for that. I'll buy this shit any day. But also, yes, can we talk about Denny Hamilton's, not even his whole closet, his hat section of his closet
just lines of the same hat. It's insane.
But it's just amazing. He just pulls out drawers, although, and the drawers like as long as my arm, each one, and there's just 300 hats in each drawer.
Is it the same hat or different hat?
But it's basically the same hat.
I was gonna say he's a cartoon character.
Each section in the drawer has like rows of the same hat, and they're like all organized off of color and like sponsor or whatever. Yeah, it is.
But it's funny because it is a cartoon character because he like pulls out this roll of all the same black hat. And he's like going through them and like picks out like the 8th one. Like, we'll go with this one. It's like they're all the same, dude.
What?
I get it.
From the episode that you watched, and Mitch, obviously you have more knowledge. What widow of like a NASCAR owners team are fans going to be booing like in 20 years because of MJ and his influence on this show?
Honestly,
and controlling the narrative.
how popular MJ is, despite that, like Denny Hamlin is not well liked. Like the fact that they're partners and buddies, he gets booed all the time. People hate Denny Hamlin.
I actually like Denny Hamlin more after this because although he wins a race and they're like, and everyone's booing the shit out of this guy, and he's like, "Why are they booing you?" He's like, "Because I just beat their favorite racer." He's like, "Oh yeah, which one?" He goes, "All of them." He's such an asshole. But then they like that's why shit like this is good because then they show like him just like at home with his kids and stuff. He's a normal guy. He's a regular guy, but he even talks about it. He's like, "Hey man, to be popular in a sport, for a sport to grow, you have to have personalities." And I just kind of rolled into being a dickhead, and he didn't say dickhead, but he's like, I'm just really aggressive and confident and cocky and arrogant. And that's the role I play. It's like almost like wrestling.
No, and I'm sure that's why MJ loves him because like the competitive fire, like obviously that's how MJ has always been. But I do have to say I do recall how Mitch would bring up how Denny Hamlin is like the most hated dude. And I remember seeing him in what was it, like the Barstool Sandbagger series with Ryan Whitney and Paul Bissonnette, and then they had the NASCAR guys on there.
Yep.
I think it was Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, and I forget the other guy. And during the video, and I mean, again, I don't think he knew the other golfers besides Whitney and Ryan Bissonnette, but I could tell why people hate him.
Yeah,
it was very apparent that this dude is just a straight up asshole, and like he didn't know the other dudes, but he was just shit talking all the time to him.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Like he was buddies. Like he like met him on the golf course.
Also, shout out Denny Hamlin's dad because that guy's hilarious. He's got a little cameo in there, and he's just like, "Yeah, he's a junior." His wife's like, "No, he's not, you dick. To be junior, you have to have the same name." He's like, "Well, it's my son, and I say he's junior, so he's junior." I was like, "Okay, dude, I like this guy's style." But also, yeah, Bubba Wallace drives the 23 car. He's on MJ's team. NASCAR knowledge, what's up? And
impressed.
Didn't
notice too. The two cars are 23, 45 on that team.
45, yeah, I saw that right away. Didn't realize how jacked Bubba Wallace is. He is a swole motherfucker, dude. He is a big boy.
A lot of that is that McDonald's sponsorship. You can tell kind of got to him because he definitely beefed up.
He looks like he's in shape though. Like he looks like he fucking break a motherfucker. He's a big dude, but I don't know. I learned a lot. It definitely, like I said, I'm not going to be like, hey, let's go watch a race, but I learned a lot more about like the point system, and I learned more about these guys. I like the one.
What do you think about the playoff stuff?
It's fucking confusing as shit.
A lot of fans don't like it either. So they used to have it. It used to just be they would run the 36 race or however many races there were in the season. Whoever had the most points by the end would be the champion. But then they wanted to have like their like game 7 type moments. So they introduced the chase. So that was the same thing where it was just like you have your playoff drivers and then it would be 10 races. Whoever had the most points wins. But now they want it like now they have to have excitement. So now it's like confusing.
No disrespect, but let's talk about target audience here. All right. These people that a majority of the people watching NASCAR ain't sitting there figuring out this fucking match shit, dude. Like, there's accountants that would have trouble with this.
Well, they usually have on the scoreboard because it is confusing, even for someone that's like a fan of it. Like, it's impossible to keep track of points. So they have like the little counter showing like who's below the cut line at any given time, who's above it. But like, you are right, it is kind of confusing, and a lot of fans don't like it because you could be the best driver all year and you have one bad race, and it happened. Like you'll see in the series too. You know, like Joey Logano he got screwed because he
Disqualified
one. Oh, you don't like Joey? See, a lot of people don't like Joey. I like Joey.
He's trying so hard, and like you can even tell, like he seems like a nice enough guy, but like I don't know, it feels like he's trying too hard.
He's another one that like drivers can't stand him because he is an asshole like behind the wheel. He's like the same guy. He'll like run you over and he doesn't care. And then out of the car, he's like a tax accountant type goofy.
I don't remember the dude's name, but although it fits because I know you guys don't know this shit, but this dude was like, because like Mitch said, they try to make the Game 7 type atmosphere, and this dude like had to finish in the top 5 to move on to the next round or whatever. So he just said, "Fuck it, Leroy Jenkins style," and just floored it into the wall and rode the wall all the way around these dudes to come in 5th place. And they're like, "All right, that was dope, but now it's against the rules."
Right? Yeah. Actually. So it's funny, that's Ross Chastain. My pinned tweet is an interview with that guy. He talks about because he has 2 rules that NASCAR implemented because of his driving. So I like Ross too. He's
I gotta respect that, dude. He was just like, "Fuck it, I'm either gonna crash or this is gonna be genius," and it worked.
And they were saying the genius that he had, like while he was riding the wall, was like the same type of pressure you would have on your head if you were like a fighter pilot. Like it scrambled his head like afterwards. He was like dizzy getting out of the car just because of how much pressure it was, just flooring it against the wall.
Another takeaway from this: NASCAR drivers all either date or married to absolute rockets. Absolute rockets. And a lot of them know.
Did you get introduced to him yet in the show? Have you gotten that far?
Which guy?
Ryan Blaney.
He
comes along later.
He just won a race where I'm at, and like they started talking to him a little bit. He's the dude with the beard, right?
Yes. So his wife, now fiance, used to be Miss Hooters USA.
Yeah, but all these dudes, and I mean, these guys aren't all real lookers, but they all just have absolute rockets on their arm. And a lot of them, though, it says girlfriend. Not a lot of them, it says wife. A lot of it says girlfriend.
Those kids were not with his girlfriend, Mr. Hamlin.
No,
that's the reason that fans do not like him, because that was an ugly breakup. And it was very public too. So that's another reason.
Everybody seems to like the watermelon dude. There's a dude that when he wins races, he smashes watermelons.
That's Ross. He's the guy that rode the ball.
That's like his thing. Yeah, that's his thing, dude. He's like a watermelon farmer that happens to drive NASCAR. And like people like have like big old blow up watermelons in the crowd to like. Also didn't know the importance of a spotter. Learned about that guy.
David Carradine learned the same thing, actually. Funny you mentioned that.
Sits in the Eagle's nest there and talks about it. That's pretty much it. I would recommend watching it though. It's a pretty good watch. I will say Netflix definitely does a really good job with these sports, like behind the scene documentaries.
Sure.
Like the golf one was dope. The NFL one was cool.
Quarterback one.
Yeah, this one is really good. Apparently, there's an NBA one coming out. The season 2 of the golf one they just confirmed.
Who do you want to see in
March?
That's
it. See, now we're talking. Although now we got fucking content. It'd be a little tougher though in baseball because of the language barrier. Some of these guys.
I
don't care. You can do the subtitles, bro. I watch Parasite.
The subtitles when it's the opposite. So
I'm not trying to read, dude.
Are you telling me you don't want the behind the scenes look of your Mercedes?
I bet you they do. I bet you they do. Like Mookie Betts would be like probably number 1 on that list. Everybody loves Mookie. Everybody fucking loves Mookie.
Ooh, Joey Votto. People around the league love Joey Votto, the veteran guy.
So you want a veteran guy
job first.
Veteran guy, established guy, young guy, and then you want like an aspiring guy that like has to fail because everyone feels bad.
Sure, for the young guy, go ahead and get the catcher for the Orioles. Fuck, I can't think of his name.
He seems you can't remember his name. It's Adley Rutschman.
And you can go with Jackson Holiday too,
or Jack. But that's good. Yeah, I mean the one dude too. Going back to the NASCAR though, I thought was like a tough as fuck moment. There's this like super white bread, like has the personality of milk dude that like always apparently finishes in the top 4, but like no one gives a shit because he has zero personality whatsoever. He's the dude that DeWalt is on his sponsor.
Oh, Christopher Bell. Yeah. That was a perfect description of Christopher Bell.
I mean, this dude, his nickname should be fucking Wonder Bread. Like this dude is just like, he's white as a fucking ghost. He has no personality, but he always finishes. And so, dude, they start the interview with this guy, and it's the producer talking. And he's like, he's like, hey, so when we first got the green light to do the show, I started talking to people in the know in NASCAR and asking them like, who should we get? Who's going to be in the finals? Like, who should we follow? And even he said, he's like, and I wasn't on that list. He's like, no, dude, you were not on anyone's list. And he's like, I was in the fucking finals last year, for Christ's sake. But apparently he's just like old reliable. Like he's just good. But again, zero personality. Like he ain't selling shit. Like, yeah, I don't even know. It was just.
Okay, tell me a little bit about Chris Buescher. I think I'm going to ride with Chris Buescher this year.
That's a, you know what? That's a good underrated. He's a Texas boy. He's the 17 car. I don't think they feature him in the documentary much, but yeah, I mean he's a good driver. He wins a lot of races. Texas boy. He's also kind of quiet, not a big personality, but he's a good driver. So it's good.
I'm riding with
no, I was happy with the show. They've done a couple of these like NASCAR type documentaries. This is by far the best one I've seen. And there's a lot, like that's the most access I've ever seen.
The biggest endorsement I can give this is I watched more than 5 minutes of it. If that doesn't tell you that this is well done,
what I was
I don't know what will.
Right. Well, that was the two things I took. Like one, for if you're a diehard NASCAR fan, you'll learn something just because there's access to it. And I think for like the casual people learning about the sport, now I'm not expecting people to watch it and become like an avid NASCAR fan. I just hope people watch it and get more of an appreciation for the sport.
I would say I did.
And you'll learn
I would
something.
say I did.
That's all I'm hoping from it.
I would say I can take that away from it because, yeah, I mean, it was. I kept watching it, and I'll finish it tomorrow probably. But like, it was good. It was good. It's well done. Netflix again does a really good job with this shit.
The other thing that I really like too, especially like you can see one of the early episodes, like Joey Logano, he gets knocked out of the race, so he has to watch the rest of the race from his hauler. You could tell a lot of these interviews were done with guys like in the heat of the moment, right after they'd gotten out of the car, where they didn't have like a whole lot of time to like think about what they were saying. Denny Hamlin, another one too. So like I think a lot of them were a lot more open and honest because of that, because they were like fresh out of the car, heat of the moment, where you didn't have a couple days to reflect on something.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. So there you go.
It's good.
Glad you watched it. Check it out if you haven't. Understand.
Mitch is safe. I will not be driving down in Missouri to punch him in the stomach 2 times because it was good. It was good. It was good. Not as good as the Vanderpump premiere, but it was good.
Well, if you want a mini love triangle thing too, not as good as a Vanderpump, I'm sure, but another interesting nugget. Did you talk about all the smoke shows? The iRacing guy that learned on video games, his girlfriend is Ryan Blaney, the other guy that we were talking about with the beard earlier. It was dating Miss Hooters.
Isn't his sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
hey man, listen here, no one dates my sister but me. So
Stank.
So listen here, no one's gonna date my sister beside me.
Mate.
But
I don't know what part of the show you guys were in before I hopped on. I said, like maybe it was baseball talk.
Bro,
it was actually Vanderpump.
I want to get your thoughts on this. I have an interesting story, an interesting mid-Missouri story that happened to me over the weekend. Now, if you listened to the Bumcast this week, you should have. But like, there's a little bit of a preview of what happened there, so you can go listen to that. But basically, I'll give like the full story here. So over the weekend, I was working hard all week. That Saturday, I had to like clean and shop and shit. So Sunday, I'm like, all right, I'm going to treat myself. They had the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona in the morning, AFC Championship, NFC Championship. So I got myself a bottle of Knob Creek, sat down, sipping throughout the afternoon, watching the NFC Championship, watching the race, having a grand old time. Well, then it got to the point where like AFC Championship game rolls around. I'm getting the munchies. But if I've learned anything from reporting in Missouri, it's that drinking and driving is bad. So I wasn't about to cook because last time I tried to cook drunk, I nearly burned down the apartment. And I ain't about to drink and drive either. So I walk my ass 2 miles down the street. They have a taco place. Surprisingly, Moberly, there's like 6 Mexican restaurants. One of them turned out to be pretty good. They got like the authentic street tacos, cilantro, onion. Great. So I walk 2 miles down the street, get my tacos. I'm walking back, ready to watch the end of the NFC Championship game. And as I'm coming down the street, I kind of live on like a side street. And then there's like a little alley that like leads into like the townhouse thing. There's this like van that's sitting on the corner. And I'm like, all right, that's a little odd. It's like running or whatever. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Then a guy gets out of it and he's like walking kind of in my direction. I'm like, oh, that's also a little strange. Usually don't see that. And so I make a left down like my side street and the van slowly starts like following me. And I'm like, oh shit. Well, I didn't want to start running and look like a pussy. And I also had the tacos, and I didn't want to jostle the tacos either. So, I started speed walking, dip down the alley, get back into my apartment, lock the doors and everything. I'm like, it's a little odd. It's probably nothing, whatever. So I'm sitting there eating my tacos, nothing happened. 5 minutes later, watching the game, I hear like a knock on the front door. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm not answering that shit. I'm in the middle of watching the game. Then, like, another minute goes by, and I start hearing knocking on the back door. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So my drunk ass, I'm like, all right, it's going down. Now, I've been Safe Suburbs Mitch has been watching The Wire recently, so I think I got some street credibility, a little liquid courage. So I grab a knife from the kitchen. I'm like, all right, it's going down. Go to answer the door. And it was a pair of Jehovah's Witnesses. And they knew it was like I was in the house, and that's why they knocked on the back door, because they followed me. They saw me go back into the apartment. And so, like, I'm standing there like, oh, like, would you like to join church? I was like, what the? But then I had to be like nice to him because I didn't know what to do. So I was just like, default was nice. And like, they didn't see that I still had a kitchen knife behind the door, like whatever. They're trying to ask me if I wanted to join their church. I'm like, look, like the NFC Championship game's on. I'm just trying to eat my tacos. It should have been a sin. Like interrupting someone on a Sunday, eating tacos, that should have been a sin. But that was a wild experience. I think in hindsight, I probably should have called the cops instead of grabbing the knife. But yeah, that was yeah. So that was my weekend in mid.
Kick rocks, Mitch.
Oh, the knife.
You guys have Uber Eats though?
No, but it's so damn expensive. Uber Eats. You got to like tip them and everything, and then it's like an extra $20 on top.
Hey, he's not making James
Hey.
Beard money, Kevin. Come on.
Yeah,
he's in the middle of nowhere, dude. They charge so much more when you're in the middle
it's
of nowhere.
ridiculous. I did Uber Eats once, and I will never do it again. And it was for something. I think it was like McDonald's or something too. It was so stupid. I'm like, why the hell am I paying this much?
Mitch, who's winning the Clash this weekend?
Ooh, that's a good question. Clash is always a toss-up. I'm gonna go. Ooh, we'll go with our boy, old Milk Toast Christopher Bell. I think he's gonna get Gibbs' car won last year. The old 20 car. That's gonna be my pick.
I like the Reddick guy.
I like Reddick too. I like Reddick a lot. He's funny.
Just dropping fucking NASCAR knowledge left and right over here.
I know.
Yeah.
I like this. This is good, though. This is the best development that's ever happened in this show.
Yep. Reddick drives the 45 car. He's the other MJ driver.
I'm so happy.
He looks like a leprechaun.
Should use the word
I mean, that's basically, yeah. Nailed
He
it.
looks like a leprechaun, dates an absolute rocket. Got her to dress up like Bowser.
Well, did you hear the story of how they named their son?
Yeah, because he won a race.
Yeah.
Or he won like the AAA championship.
Yep.
And so he got to name his kid. If he didn't win it, they would have named the wife got to name it.
Yep, that's funny.
That's pretty good.
So he won and he named him Bo.
Oh.
So yep. Red Dog. Is that his nickname? Because I like him even more now.
I don't think it's his nickname.
My guy Alex says it's his nickname, so I'm gonna go with it.
Red
Do
Dog.
they still make that beer?
I don't know, but that was actually the first beer I got drunk off of ever in my life.
See, that was that and Ice House were like the starter kit for many Midwestern boys.
Yep. Yeah, I drank Red Dog. We snuck onto a golf course and drank a case of it. There was 3 of us. I threw up so much. Oh my god.
We got a yes from My Sock Summer. Yes, that makes me happy.
Yeah, you can still buy it, dude. It's still the same packaging.
Red Dog.
Red Dog.
I think that's what our freshman year beer party was. Red Dog one. We used to have in our fraternity to have like
Not the
once a
track.
year a beer party, and you'd have like everyone would like nominate a beer, and like whoever got the winning vote, you'd have to like a case of beer, and you got to finish the case in a day. And I think Red Dog was it our freshman year, if I remember correctly.
My grandpa drank Bud Ice, and when he passed, I went out and got a case of it and tried to drink it in his honor. I think I was puking blood. Like, that shit just destroyed me.
Fucking penguin. Oh, that thing.
Beware the
Ooh,
penguins.
Alex, you talking Red
beware
Dog?
the penguin. Oh,
Red Dog got spotted at his strip club.
He's the one that had the fucking sick ass custom Jordan racing shoes. And he's like, they've made me 13 different pairs, but this is my first pair, and it was the most comfortable one. So I wear these now. It's like, damn.
It's kind of nice.
Oh, Red Dog. That is a flashback. I think my stomach just cramped.
That's what I feel when people
You ever
bring
have
up
Stag?
UV vodka.
Ooh,
Oh.
UV blue. Oh God. nice.
Oh,
Mad
yeah, UV blue
Oh.
was.
Mad Dog. That'll get you to that. There's people have the bad memories of that. Rumplemans, Goldschlager. There's always a
Just fucking.
Rumplemans.
once you puke off of something, it's like you're kind of done with it.
So the bar that I frequented a lot in my 20s, it's called Dingers on the south side, and it got to the point where like you didn't even like order a drink. You would just go up and be like, "Give me 4 blue bombs," and she would just grab the UV blue and mix it with Red Bull or whatever. It wasn't even Red Bull. It's
Oh God!
fake energy drink out of the gun, and you just, oh man, that was brutal. Oh.
I mean, pretty much just like a Vegas bomb.
Yeah, kind of. The
Is that
other
what
one,
they call it? Vegas bomb is what? Isn't that just a Jaeger bomb?
No,
I think it's Red Bull. I think it's just Red Bull and vodka. I think, right?
A Vegas bomb is? That's what they call it?
No, Vegas bomb is red,
Yeah.
and it's more than
It's Red-
just.
or that's
UV.
party starter, I think.
God, I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess
I don't
I'm in
know.
Vegas, so they don't call it a Vegas bomb. They probably call it just
Yeah.
a bomb here, right? It's like French onion soup. It's just onion soup.
Just like in Ireland, it's just called car bombs.
Crown, cranberry, peach schnapps, and stevia sweetened energy drink.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a lot of sugar in them bad bitches.
basically basically a Red Bull and Crown with
And
schnapps.
it's like and obviously they're bigger, so it's not just like a little tiny shot, and then you just but you have to take it as a shot.
Yeah, it's good.
It is good, but like
You guys ever done a
It's
shot?
good. I don't.
Brain tumor. You ever done a brain tumor? It's like this interesting. Like if you make it right, it's like it's obviously like a liqueur in the middle with a little grenadine, and the way it drops in, it like looks like a brain tumor, but I forgot what it's cloudy. It's like a.
I'd rather have a beer.
I mean, of course, but I was just like the coolest looking shot I've ever seen because it looked like a little brain with like a stem in it in the shot, which is I think it was
do you guys ever do when you guys were trying to get some loose change from the couch and go out and buy some Burnett's vodka?
Yep. We actually
is that jug plastic? If it's a plastic jug, your head is dead.
Funny you mentioned that. So I think it was my junior year of college. I want to say my roommate. His name was Smokey from New Jersey. Me and him both
saw him in a
made it,
movie
so
once. Yeah.
we no, he's a very skinny white dude. We both had made it to our schedule, so we didn't have any classes on Friday. And so Friday, me and him would wake up whatever time, and the way our apartment was set up, it was like 4 bedrooms, and then there was a bathroom, and then there was a common area with a kitchen. And so we'd meet in the common area, and then we would just go through our couch and find as much, because we'd always have after hours in our place anyways, because we both bartended, and we'd just find all the change in there. And if we didn't have enough change, there was 4 girls that lived in the apartment next to us. We'd knock on their door and they'd open, and we'd go through their couch, and we'd find enough change, and we'd go to the bar we work at and pay an all change and get a handle of Bartons and 2 liters of 7-Up. And then we would sit there, we'd go back to our apartment, and it's probably like 10, 11 in the morning, and we would just start ripping Bartons and 7s all day. We'd watch like not Jenny Jones, like all the daytime TV shows, like Jerry Springer, all that shit. We'd play video games. And then by the time it was like 7, 8 o'clock and people were like ready to go, me and him were just blacked, just completely blacked out, just blasting music. And yeah, Barton Fridays were some of the best days ever. But yeah,
good time.
What is a Mexican station wagon? Tequila Rose, tequila, and Negra Modelo. I almost killed people. It was bad.
What?
Nothing about that sounds good, dude. So wait, was like the Tequila Rose supposed to be like the Baileys? And then tequila was supposed to be like the Guinness or the Jameson, and then the Modelo is the Guinness.
The Guinness, I guess.
Oh,
my god, dude,
that hurts. Actually, that makes like my elbow.
I like that. I definitely appreciate your cousin Johnny chiming in. It was terrible.
Was that moment?
It's too bad, actually. I don't know. It didn't sound too bad.
No, that sounds. I mean, I guess I can see why you got to that point, because if I had a couple drinks in me and you were like, so hear me out. We're going to do a car bomb, but Mexican style. And we were calling a Mexican station wagon, which is, by the way, A+.
Yeah, where did that name come from?
A plus on naming that, but that would definitely be one of those things where I was like, it's a good idea at the time. So a couple years ago, the wife got a Jimmy Buffett like slushy maker, like a drink maker where you could put anything in there and ice and it would crush it up and make it like a Slurpee. So I was pretty drunk and I was like, I want a Red Bull and vodka Slurpee. It does not work well. It does. It's not great. It's not great. It's not great.
What's in an AMF?
And it made the thing real sticky and smelly. And what?
What's in an AMF?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, adios, motherfucker. That's
like that blue shit, right?
Yeah.
I
found it. I got it. All right. Oh God, this is bad.
This looks terrible.
Vodka, half an ounce of vodka, half an ounce of rum, half an ounce of tequila, half an ounce of gin, half an ounce of blue curacao, 2 ounces of sweet and sour mix, little Sprite, garnished with a little bit of lemon wedge and some preserved cherries, and you've got the blue.
What was the ingredient that you bailed?
Gin.
Yeah, I think that when I've had it, when I get a taste of that gin, it's like, nope.
So
can't do it, won't do it.
I actually kept a bottle of gin in my freezer all throughout college because when you were so drunk that you're like, I just want to puke and go to bed and I'll feel better and I won't, whatever. I had the bottle of gin in my freezer at all times. So when I got to that point, I would just grab it and rip just straight from the head, and then it would make me puke every time. So gin.
And you could just.
Nah, can't do it.
Mitch and Zoe, you guys should do a Mexican station wagon after each White Sox win this season. There's not going to be a lot.
That is
like
true.
10 of them.
Although opening day spring training, we can do one.
A Mexican station wagon. I'll try to maybe
right there in the left field berm.
So, two things.
If they have the Modelo Negra at,
I don't know why you're saying this like it's like a weird thing. I thought everybody
delicious. Have you ever had it with horseradish vodka?
I didn't even know horseradish vodka was a thing, but I've had picklebacks with a lot of things.
I've had a spicy pickleback.
And then what was the other one? Drew S. So Southern Comfort and Captain Morgan are on the list of I drank it so much. If I see it now, it instantly makes me gag.
Fair.
Interesting. SoCo and lime was a mini drink for a lot of, but it's not as strong. It's a little more easy. If you get really drunk off SoCo, well, you drink a lot because that shit's like Fireball.
Super chat from our boy Yum. Buy yourself a 4-pack of Steel Reserve from the Jewels. Oh, Steel Reserve, Jesus. But so a lot of drinks you drink in college comes out of just what you have. You know what I mean? Fireball. It's just like I'm broke as shit.
Morgan,
what do we have? So one night I had Southern Comfort, and all that I could find, like 2 apartments down, they had like a can of Dr. Pepper that they were willing to give me. And then that became my drink for like a year.
That sounds like hangover. How sweet that is. Oh God. That sounds
I was young. Now
Natty Ice or Natty
2024 Zoe is not drinking that. But 20 whatever, you don't need to know how long ago that was. Zoe was pounding those for a long time.
I can unless it's vodka, I can't really mix hard alcohol anymore. I always just drink it on the run if I have to, because I don't have problems like headaches, too much sugar.
A really big drink, a drink that I would, well, I mean, it's way after the fact now, but when I was bartending, I would always pour Jack and ginger ale in a cup because the ginger ale would match the smell.
I used to do that
and too. It was a really good mix, and I actually still drink those every once in a while.
It's funny, I don't like ginger ale.
That was my go-to drink when I was bartending because I could just sip that the whole time and make it so I didn't hate everyone.
Mitch, you said you don't like to mix. Going camping is kind of got me hooked on the whiskey and wine thing. Drinking a shot of whiskey, drinking just like a deep port red wine.
Type deal.
For camping, you'd bring like the fucking box of wine, and you'd have a bottle of Jameson, and you just you alternate around the campfire. You're sipping the wine, and then you'll do it every couple, half hour, 30, 45 minutes, an hour. You'll do a shot of that and stay warm. And I think that just hooked me on it. And I can drink like those I can mix. But you're right. Like the rest of the mixing is like, you don't feel good.
A dark out like bourbon and whatnot. I just drink it straight up. And actually, my aunt like instilled that at a younger age. Whenever I go to her house, if like she had like a good thing of bourbon, she would like slap the drink out of your hand if you tried to mix with something. She's like, I ain't giving you any if you're gonna mix.
Well, Mitch, you were 10 years old. That's why she was slapping the drink out of you.
Yeah.
No. This was
Mitch. If you ever come to my house, I'm still gonna card you.
fair enough. I don't know. I'd like to come to your house, but Little Zoe's gonna kick my ass. You're gonna card me. There's not a whole lot going on. Traveling to your
actually he's the bouncer, so he'll just probably rough you up a little bit and then we'll get you in.
This is gonna be Mitch showing up to your house though.
If he does rough you up, he's an aspiring young doctor. He can take care of you.
Yeah, he'll fix you. I drink a lot of vodka waters now, Alex, because not a big deal, especially I'm back in the gym. Oh, by the way, I joined a gang already.
Gym gang?
So
Patos Locos forever.
It's actually there's this dude named Pablo who is a very strong older man that wears
Escobar, dead though.
1985 Ace knee braces, like the old Ace knee braces. He's got one on each leg
with the Velcro at the bottom. Like you got
so I don't want to give away too much, but I think everybody knows. But Missy works at the gym that I go to, and she said that they're a gang and they're called the Wolf Pack. And me and Pablo became boys today because he was helping me out with some stuff. And apparently I'm in the Wolf Pack now.
Did they jump you in though? You're not in until you've been jumped in or at least, played a little ass.
To be honest, to be honest with you, Pablo would whoop the living shit out of me. I'm not even questioning it. I'm not going to even pretend tough. The dude, I see the weight the guy puts up and just, you can tell he's been through some shit. Pablo beat the fuck out of me. And the dude that he's training is this younger guy who looks like he played offensive tackle for the fucking Bears.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Just don't go to a shooting range.
He's a big fucking boy.
Don't bring around Olin Kreutz.
But yeah, ever since I decided to stop being fat ass though, I moved back to vodka waters. And yeah. Hey, Mitch. What's up, bud?
No way.
Hold on.
Terrible. It was a bitch setting up the shot. But,
Mitch is trying to hide us.
It's the
For those of you listening, Mitch is now talking to someone.
Hostage.
When will you let me out of this room? Unlock the cage.
I'm not asking you to take care. I'm not asking you to take care of it, Mitch. I'm just asking you for $20 a month, dude.
Help with my these chains.
I gotta go, fellas.
Bye, Mitch.
I won't close the show out this time.
Don't you do it. Oh, phew, we made it.
That was totally Mitch. That was totally Mitch's boss.
Kick rocks. Mitch.
Can't believe that was still a video. That was
the best part is that I came across it on my algorithm a day or two after you mentioned it, and I'm like, oh, and I'm there it is. I'm like, we're this is Mitch.
Yeah, well, at least Mitch didn't kill the show like he did last time.
That was a pretty good time, though. I mean,
that was great, and
yeah, no content last week.
No, and it was great, and also that I like that everyone got your Sopranos joke when you played the "Don't Stop Believing" or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When he clipped it off. That's all I could. It's immediately what I thought of too, when it happened, because it was just I'm sure that everyone's just watching, and next thing you know, it has either it was going to the next podcast, probably cuts straight to the Pinwheels and Ivy theme song again with the weekend or the previous week's episode or whatever. Because that's kind of what happened when I turned mine. And as soon as I watched the ending, it just went literally the next episode. So we got extra views, maybe by accident. Good job, Mitch. Tricked them.
Strategy. Good job.
Yeah. Got everybody. All 12 of them. That's really funny. I wonder if they could actually hear us.
Zoe,
I don't know.
MLB The Show cover athlete, Vlad Jr. Thoughts?
Meh. I mean, I get the angle they're trying to play is like home run derby, whatever. He's not had he's not been good lately.
He is not, no.
But what people don't realize, everyone's like, why isn't it Ronald Acuna? Ronald Acuna has his own like mobile baseball game that he's on the cover of.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do both. I would have liked to seen, I don't know, someone, because last year they had Jazz, which it was cool. Jazz is cool and everything, but again, statistically, not an elite player. And Vlad Jr., not an elite player statistically either. Like, there's just so many other guys they could have chose from. But kind of like Jazz, Vlad is young. He's fun. You know, he flashes a lot of highlight plays. The other thing is he's the first. Him and his dad now are the first ever father-son to both be on the cover of a game because his dad was on like MLB 99.
Oh, come on. It was like 05.
No, it wasn't. It was seriously like MLB 99.
No, wasn't it? I think it was 05 with the Angels. To Google. Let's see. Loser has to do a Mexican station wagon.
No, out. I'm out. No, I want Vlad Sr. They keep showing me Vlad Jr.'s cover. I get it. They keep putting me to.
Yeah, dude. Why can't I find? I can't find it either.
No. Vlad Sr. I'm pretty sure it's MLB 99. Let's just try that. MLB 99 cover. Nope, I lied because that's Cal Ripken Jr. on that cover. He was on MLB 2000.
2000. Okay, so we're both wrong, but you were closer.
Wait, no, that ain't him. That's Mo Vaughn.
Oh wow!
I just saw Angels.
Yo, why can't I find this? It was all over the place a couple days ago.
Yep. Hold on. This is good podcasting.
This is getting annoying.
Every MLB The Show cover. There we go. Let's go with that. Since 1997. All right. 98 was Bernie Williams. 99 was Cal Ripken Jr. 2000 was Mo Vaughn. 01 was Chipper Jones. 02 was Andrew Jones. 03 was Barry Bonds. 04 was Sean Green. Fuck out of here. 05 was Eric Chavez. Shout out. One of my favorite players. You were right. It was 06, although.
06. Okay, I was a year off, but yeah, I remember 06. It
was 06. So that's a big angle they're playing. I mean, I don't really give a shit who's on the cover, to be honest with you. I just hope they get new legends in the game. It's the same fucking people every year, dude. Like,
yeah.
This year they brought
it was like McGuire and Sosa, right? Last year?
Right, and they made McGuire shit. You could not hit with McGuire. He was terrible, dude. And then Jeter was the big one last year.
Yes,
Jeter. And of course they pumped his stats, whatever. Sosa, you can hit nukes with Sosa, and then they brought like Joe Mauer back was a big one. They made him kind of like a glitch. So good. But just get some new guys. Every year it's the same guys. It's all those cover like Sean Green, Vladdy Sr., and then it's like Hal Newhouser and like all these other like the worst in that game are the old time pitchers. When you have to do when you have to like complete a task with one of those old time pitchers, it just sucks because their windups are so annoying.
Have they ever had like a Frank Thomas?
Yeah, Frank's in every year.
Oh, okay.
Frank's in it every year. You hit new. Oh, Ray Durham was in it randomly, and he was good, dude. No, Frank's in it every year.
Have you been playing all like the? I mean, you got a little bit of time before MLB The Show comes out. Have you been playing your bases loaded, your RBI baseballs, and your and the like on that new emulator you got?
No, I've been playing. Oh, on that thing, yeah. I'll go back and play the baseball games in there, but then I get frustrated because I don't know. I've been playing a lot of the basketball games on that thing.
Oh
like
yeah,
Coach
I played
K college
Lakers versus
basketball.
Bulls. I scored like 80 with Jordan. Just him and Kerr.
Coach K college basketball because there's just legendary teams on that.
Blades of Steel. I beat the shit out of everybody. That was fun.
I didn't even realize Blades of Steel was on there. I was playing NHL 98.
Like I think the game Joust is called Hitler Rises Again or something like that. They got
What?
Yeah. No, it's weird. Although it's weird.
Oh no.
Like like hockey, it's like pucky netty.
It's
like weird shit.
I recently bought a Nintendo Switch and I got the expansion pack, so I got the old Nintendo 64 games and all that stuff. I've been dominating Mario Golf. I've been doing everything. I unlocked most of the characters. That game was fun. I can only imagine. I never played any of the Mario games when I was young, but a lot of fun.
Did you look, Vids? Because I haven't looked yet. I think I might actually look after the show. But do they have the NFL Blitz games on there?
I don't know.
I'd have to look because it was on Super Nintendo.
That's true.
So I would imagine that they might have it. You're frozen, Feds.
Yeah.
You're
What's
frozen.
the edible? He's live. He's not. That's just him.
What was I gonna say? That thing was worth every penny. By the way, like 100%. Go buy that thing if you like old video games. 10,000 games on that thing.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, I've had it for a couple weeks now, and I'm not even. Basically, you just sit there and you go and they have a search feature, which is awesome. Type in whatever game you're looking for, and boom. But the nice thing about that versus, you remember a couple years ago when those little Nintendos were like all the rage? Like everybody wanted those ones, the little square ones.
Switch? Is that what they are? No,
like the vintage Nintendo, but it looked like the old console. Yeah.
And it had like a little TV screen.
Oh, yeah.
No. You hooked it up to your TV. It came with like a Nintendo controller. But the thing that sucked with that is you couldn't save. Like as soon as you were done, you'd have to start back at the beginning. With this thing that me and Fids are talking about, you could actually save your progress. And
that's why I'm stuck with Popinski like a son of a bitch. Like, God dang it.
You gotta figure that shit out, dude.
I can't get a star. I don't know, my timing's so off. You gotta get the star and then the star you pow. But
the other thing that I like on this thing is you can play old arcade games. Like not, and so like I beat the Punisher because you hit the select button and it gives you credits, like you're putting quarters in.
Yeah.
You just have unlimited credits.
So I was just like fuck.
Yeah, I would just fucking Leroy Jenkins every fucking every level because I'm like, okay, I can't die. So I'm just gonna keep going nuts. So yeah.
I was disappointed though. It had Dragon's Lair on the list, but it had the Nintendo Dragon's Lair, not the arcade Laserdisc Dragon's Lair. And so the one on Nintendo really sucked balls. I was like the most disappointing thing ever. But the arcade with the Laserdisc was like, that was, if I had to buy one arcade game to put in my house, that would be it. That was the 2 quarters, 50-cent game at Chuck E. Cheese that you'd put your tokens on the top because there was always a line.
No, but you definitely get the nostalgia. That thing's worth the money. I should have got like a reseller link because I've already had a couple people message me like, I bought this because of you. I'm like, God damn it.
Literally, I didn't go out on Friday night. I stayed in, didn't drink anything. So I literally bought that thing for what, $40, and it paid itself off in one Friday night of not going out and spending $40 on beer.
Yep. But it's definitely, you can get, like, if you sit down and start playing that, 4 hours is going to go by and you're going to be like, that was the fastest 5 minutes ever. Like, what the fuck just happened? So, do
you find yourself fighting off that childish urge that you used to have when you were a kid, when you get pissed off at the game and throw your fucking controller? Because I'm like, I'm feeling that feeling again where I'm ready. Akari Warriors is now.
There's been a couple times where I'm hitting the buttons and I like start standing up because you feel like you're gonna get leverage.
Yeah,
you're like, yeah,
you gotta lean with it. Yeah, you gotta lean. You gotta lean.
Pull it in.
Oh God. So I've had a couple people now message me that they want the Vanderpump review. I think we're deep enough into the weeds where there's 10 people listening.
Let's cue up the music.
We got music too.
It's a little sultry. This actually might play. This is
Moby.
like DJ James Kennedy.
My dreams, I'm dying.
That's
I'm not touching that one.
That's too like
that one. Or
no, I go with that. That works. This is NASCAR minute. Yeah, go with this. All right. So Vanderpump started off again, and the first thing that you can tell right away that the opening credits, when they show like all the cast members, it's usually like a good maybe 10 cast members. There's like 5 now. It's just cut down like bare bones or whatever. We all know what's up with Sandoval. Well, Sandoval is still on the show, but when they were filming this, he was off in like Scotland or some shit filming like that Navy SEALs show. Like it's like a reality TV show or whatever.
Yeah. Survivor team. Not Survivor,
so
but
basically they just kind of catch up where everybody's at. James Kennedy and his lady, they're back together. She told him no more drinky, and so he agreed. And then they bought a house and like, this is our dream house. And then all of a sudden you see everything shake and they're like, oh yeah, but it's right by the airport. Like the planes are flying like right over their house. I thought that was funny. Then the biggest thing that came out of the whole spiel in the first episode is Lala was the biggest one calling Raquel like a whore and like all this stuff. But all of a sudden she has a big change of heart because she's like, you know what? I was in that spot and it sucks when people do that. So she leaves her a voicemail being like, hey, I'm sorry. Like, if you want to talk, I know what's up. Because Raquel didn't sign on to come back to the show. She's in like rehab facilities, like mental health facilities. This shit fucked her up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else was just kind of filler shit. The other half of Sandoval has a new boyfriend, some Asian dude that's a personal trainer that lives in New York. So California to New York relationship. That's definitely going to end well. Yeah, that's your review of the first episode of Vanderpump Rules. That was specifically for Yeah Dog.
I was
Kick rocks, Mitch.
I actually talked to my fiance about it. I know now that she's obviously watched it. She loves the show.
Hey, y'all remember, man, jail's temporary, memories are forever. So go ahead and punch that motherfucker in the mouth. Whoop, whoop.
I love that. That's my favorite clip on the internet right now. It's the best. Whoop, whoop. Jail's temporary, memories forever. So go ahead and punch that motherfucker in the mouth. Whoop, whoop.
By the way, you want to hear something? This is okay. I have to share this because it cracks me the fuck up. So I don't know if you guys are on TikTok or if you follow Tanner McDougal, White Sox prospect or whatever, friend of the show, but he didn't have anybody to throw to earlier this week. And I think I've told you guys, obviously, that his whole family is like a bunch of badasses. Like his dad is like one of my favorite people in the world, big, tough son of a gun. Mm-hmm. But I think I've told you this too. His mom is also that. Like she's got like no one believes me when I say she cusses like a sailor on our baseball trips. Like legit, she's throwing them back. Like she's badass. And so they posted this. So I just want to give you a glimpse of what when I say that she curses like a sailor. This is her talking to Tanner. She literally got down in a crouch position with the catcher's mitt and was catching Tanner. If you can hear, can you hear this?
Sounds like a wind tunnel.
You hit the batter.
Okay. Here it comes. Oh.
Fuck.
That's a fucking ball. Here we go.
Well, that just exploded the fucking palm of my hand.
So wait, this dude's throwing like 100-mile-an-hour fastballs at his mom?
Not 100, but I mean,
fuck.
Fuck.
The fact that she's catching it though.
Like fucking flip.
Too funny. The whole thing is just her.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, and she's throwing it back. She's throwing it back too. But it's like it's a whole video. Tanner obviously throwing a pen, but like she's just dropping F-bomb after F-bomb every time she catches it.
Can we give Can we give Mom credit for catching a future major leagues pitches?
Think about that for a second. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's a ball coach too. Like, it's really crazy. Like, that family is just baseball. It's beautiful.
I love the first line. Oh, you hit the batter. Like,
just being honest,
in the fucking strike zone. Yeah.
She even kind of snapped it back right. Like, she kind of gave it a little snap back too. Some guys catch it and just take it with them. She was like, snap.
All right, let's wrap this up. I'll leave you guys with a little bit of fun fact. Fun fact. Did you know that 49ers GM John Lynch threw the first pitch in Florida Marlins history?
Did not know that.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact for you. So we'll leave you on that. But
all right.
Yeah. Appreciate the people that have
splits, 5% off, pinwheels.
Yeah. Yep. Take splits, 5% off. And also, we're not going to do it now because it's after 10 o'clock Central Time. But tomorrow, we'll rip the tweet for the giveaway for the White Sox home opener. But again, you got to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You have to follow us on Twitter, and you have to retweet the tweet that is about said contest. We will pin the tweet. And yeah, that'll go out whenever I remember tomorrow. So
after Zoe does a Mexican station wagon, he'll tweet it out.
All the energy.
Yep. And I gotta go hang out with the Wolfpack for a little bit, and then probably after that.
There you go.
He'll have his shirt off yelling, "Orale!"
Get the Wolfpack to join the contest.
Oh, yeah, get the Wolfpack to follow the show.
I will. I don't know if he's big on Twitter, but I will.
Time to spread it through. You got to spread it through the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I will.
Grassroots campaign.
I don't want to first day be like, all right, I'm in. Follow my show. I gotta ease into it. Gotta be
fair.
Be cool
There's still plenty
cool about it. Gotta be cool about it. All right, everybody. As always, I want to leave you with this.
Hey, y'all remember, man, jail's temporary. Memories are forever. So go ahead and punch that motherfucker in the mouth. Whoop, whoop.
And we'll see you guys